Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashi Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, shorts review, along with my thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. Hello everybody, Agashi here today. So today I'm back with another Korean drama review, and this drama is called Happiness. It's by Park Hyung-sik, and it's his first, I guess, drama since the military. I don't know, I'm kind of confused why it's even called Happiness. I didn't really looking into it if it was like a webtoon or something like that. I was just like, oh, it popped up, and it was Park Hyung-sik. It's like, oh yeah, it's since his military, and it's been a while since I've seen his acting, and so I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and give it a shot. And I was expecting more of probably romance, but no, I just should watch parts and parts with me. It's pretty there's a lot going on. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the cast synopsis in the first 2 episodes with you guys. So this drama has a total of 12 episodes. It airs on Friday and Saturday. And as for our cast, we have Park Hyung-sik playing Jung Yi-han, and then Hyo Ju as Yoo Se-bum, Ju Woo-jin as Han Taek-suk, Park Ju-hee as Lee Ji-soo, and Kang Ji-yoon as Kim Bok-nam, Lee Jung-hyuk as Kim Jong-guk, and Baek Hyun-jin as Oh Joo-hyun, and tons of other people, and Sung Ajashi, the CEO guy that played in Taxi Driver, and he was also the president and devil judge. He's back again, so it's like, oh hey, look, he's back. But there's tons of other people. It's more like a lot of rich people and political stuff, so there's tons of them, and it's kind of revolving around apartments. So as I go through the synopsis, you guys will kind of get an idea of what the drama is. So for the synopsis, a new type of deadly virus spreads through the city, an apartment where different social classes of people gets sealed off. With the fear of the virus and conflict of different classes, the residents has to spend time and try to survive in this new habit within this apartment. Yoo Se-bum is very quick on decisions and judgments. She did not grow up in a good environment in a good family. She wants to live comfortably in this complicated world that they live in, and she's righteous and she can't stand injustice. And then we have Jung Yi-hyun, who is a police detective in charge of mostly violent crime, and he used to be a baseball player, but due to a knee injury, he let that career go, and he struggles trying to protect the people in the apartment. And then we have Han Tae-suk, who is an informant agent previously serving for the military, and after being discharged, he worked as an executive at a pharmaceutical company, and he's the perfect person to dealing with this infectious disease, and he's actually a key to this disease. So recap on the first 2 episodes. So the drama starts us off with a bunch of police people running to rescue Jung Yi-hyun, who is sitting at the rooftop of his high school with his broken leg, knee, or whatever. And many believe he's about to jump off. A lot of students looking outside the window, they can't leave because they, police and everything has to make sure Yi-hyun is safe before they can leave. So during this time, Kim Jong-guk tries to console Yi-hyun not to jump, and Yi-hyun states him I just came here to get some fresh air, and all of a sudden everybody's thinking I'm about to jump, And Yi-hyun's dream is to become a baseball player, but because of his knee injury, pretty much his career is over. He can't run the same anymore. Jungkook tells him and promises him, don't jump and I will make you a police officer as he grows up, that your dream isn't over yet. And we flash to see Yoo Se-bum in class, and she wants to go home, but she cannot leave because of the situation outside. She excuses herself to go to the bathroom, but ends up on the rooftop. She has a little talk with Yi-hyun for a bit and convinces him not to jump, but then she ends up pushing him anyways, but he's fine. He falls into the safety cushion at the bottom. He's all fine, nothing happens, and she's gonna go to jail for charging the crime against her for pushing him down. And she asked him take the charges off of me so I don't have to go to jail. And he's like, be my girlfriend, I'll take the charge off. And she rejects him. Well, there you go. 12 years later, she actually does go to jail. So 12 years later, we see her now again, and she's that special operation unit officer, and she has a partner, Sung Young, and they are doing a practice round with this new recruit, Lee Jong-tae, who panics and failed his training. And his mom's like, I'm gonna deduct some points from your training because you didn't do well. And afterward, the two of them head off to go grab lunch. And then we see a little bit of what her duties and what she does, and then we actually get to see what Lee-hyung does. Lee-hyung arrives at the crime scene, and he's like how Jung-gu promised him, since Jung-gu is now his supervisor. Since he can't become a baseball player, he's now a police officer. And the scene that they're investigating is this motel owner who got bitten and bled to death. Lee-hyung finds it weird that the dead motel owner, he's covered in blood, but it looks like someone covered him with blanket when they saw him. And it's like, they're like, he's like, did you guys do this? And they're like, no, this is the scene. It looks like this, the crime scene, And all the CCTV camera did not catch the suspect leaving at all. So Lee-hyung searches the place and finds the suspect hiding under the bed. The suspect is covered in blood, his mouth and everything too. And he tells Lee-hyung that he was really thirsty and water was not enough. And he blinked out for a bit, and when he woke up, he found the motel owner dead. And it's in his room, and he's covered in blood, and the guy's dead. So he freaked out, and he just put a blanket over the motel owner. And he states that he's been taking these pills and stuff like that to help him and everything. So he's taken away. He makes a call to Sebun because the suspect said he got the pill from Lee Jong-tae, which is one of the new recruit for Sebun, their special operation unit. So she goes and consult Lee Jong-tae about these pills, cause he can't be a special officer or whatever like that in the force if he's drug dealing and everything. And then she goes and see him, and he's acting weird. He's on top of another man. So she's like, what the hell's going on? And it's not what she sees. Lee Jong-tae turns around, his eye is white, cloudy, and he was trying to bite the other guy's neck. They get into a fight, and Sung Young, her partner, comes and he helps take the other guy who got attacked for medical help. Sebum fights with Jong-tae. It's like, no matter how much she shoots him, he doesn't feel it. He's not in pain. So he's like a zombie-ish kind of way. She escapes and she closes the door on him, and then she sees that he phases out of that, and he turns back to normal, and he starts to feel the pain from the gunshot. Just then a group of military men shows up, and it's actually Han Tae-seok. Him and his friends, his crew, they came to take Jong-tae, the injury man who Jong-tae bit, and they also take Sebum because she got scratched by Jong-tae. Tae-seok explains that there's this infectious disease going around, and she has to get tested. She's brought to this abandoned university, way old and everything, and she gets tested. All her tests comes out negative, but they still have to hold her quarantine for 24 hours. So during this time, Lee-hyung can't reach her, and he starts to get worried, and he comes face to face with Han Tae-seok when Han Tae-seok came to take the suspect that Lee-hyung arrested, stating that there's this disease going around, and Lee-hyung brought up the pill, and Tae-seok's all find that pill and bring it back to me, So he needs to get Sebum out of that place. So he actually goes back to his crime scene, find the pills, and his friend does look it up. So finds out that all of this happens after COVID. So COVID hit, and this drug was made to help people who got hit by COVID, that got pneumonia, lung damage. This pill is supposed to help you, but apparently it started to give you a side effect that the world is still unknown to. So according to Tae-seok, once you take this pill, you become infected, you get hallucinating, you start to hallucinate, and you go into that state of what Jong-tae went through. And whoever survives from this, or you get attacked, or you get a scratch or a bite mark, you get infected too. So the reaction is pretty similar to rabies and stuff like that. So Sebum's test comes out negative, and they held her for 24 hours, and nothing's wrong with her. She doesn't turn infected like every other person who didn't take the pill but get bitten or get scratched. And so he believes that she has the antibody against this infectious disease. He lets her go, but she has to come back every 2 weeks to get tested to make sure she doesn't turn into that. So in return, she wants to, so like during this time they kind of live in like, you know, you kind of like Devil Judge utopia shitty kind of area, and she wants to live comfortably. So he said he will let her live that way. You know, he helps her, and she gets released, and she meets when she's about to leave the place, Lee-hyun comes and bring the pills to Tae-suk, and Tae-suk starts to slowly try to figure out everything, and we figure out that he's been locking up all these people that have been getting affected, and he's just been trying to study them and trying to get rid and stop of this disease. So back to normal life, Sebum is on 6 months leave, and she tells her partner about it, and he starts to become really suspicious, and he tells her that there's this reporter who came to him and was going to offer him money if he leaked out what happened, and she's all like, you know, don't get involved in that, and he starts to contemplate. And then we go back to seeing Sebum. She asked Lee-hyun to marry her because she rejected him 12 years ago, but they get married and they move into this new apartment, which is like a very luxury apartment. But she learns that anybody on the 5th floor below are people who are in the lower class, and they rent out the apartments only. Anybody in the 6th floor and above are rich people who actually buys out their apartment. So she finds like these people are very suspicious, you know. Anybody who is in 5th floor and below cannot go up to 6th floor. So, you know, she does her research and everything like that, you know. So she kind of finds like that her apartment is suspicious, and there is a lot of suspicious people, and they do take the pill too. So yeah, that's how all the breakdown of this disease is going to happen, this virus. But we did learn that her partner, he did get scratched during the time he saved one of the guy during the attack that Jong Taek did, and he was slowly getting affected, and he didn't tell anybody. So needing the big payout because he's poor, and his wife, they're poor, he needs to get the big scoop, so he needs to get inside Han Tae-suk's like study facility and everything. So he cuts himself on the wrist, and he tells Sebum that he got scratched. So she takes him to the facility to get him tested, and then at the same time, her time was up for her to get tested too. They lock Seong up so that he can't leave, but he ends up leaving, and he escapes, and because he needs to go get like a big scoop of what's going on. And at this time, like, you know, Tae-suk isn't there anymore because him and Lee-hyun are working a case of trying to find out who is the main source behind these pills, because if they can stop these pills, they stop people from getting infected. So that's what they're off to do. And we learn that there's so many people infected, and there's no room left, and Tae-suk has been putting them in cold refrigerator rooms, so that the disease moves slower, evolves slower. So these affected patients are stuck in refrigerator truck, and which Soo-young ends up opening one of them. He goes in there, and they wake up, he's infected, and he turns into one of them, and it ends it for us for episode 2 there. So we obviously know he's dead, he's gone. But yeah, so it's like, that's why, like, I'm like, it's weird that I guess for the title, happiness, trying to find happiness, but it's not what you think, your typical drama of like, oh, you know, probably some romance or comedy and stuff like that. No, it's like about a disease going around, a virus going around, and it's like, they're not really like zombies, because they don't turn into, they do look like they turn into zombies, but they're more like, they become thirsty, and they want water isn't enough for them, so they start like, they're like vampires going for your neck. And so they're trying to figure out, like, those are like the side effects of the pills. And pretty much from the look of it, the people in the apartment, a lot of them are doctors, so, and they take the pills as if it's no problem, but we don't see them looking like they got infected. But from the previews of it, yeah, that's what we're seeing. So it's like these people in the apartment on the 6th floor and up where Sebum and Lee-hyun lives, they're actually those people that take these pills because they're rich, they can always get their hands on it, or they are probably the people behind it, or they have a person who to give it to them, and this is where the outbreak or where it actually starts. So they're with Ihyun and Sebum actually end up living there. They're both cops. They're probably gonna have to they're gonna save everybody, and they're gonna try to crack this case down. And obviously for the synopsis and everything, Taesung, he has the key to it because he studied these things, and he was like a medical doctor in the military, and he was one like the best, and he was really good. So it revolves around pretty much the three of them trying to get rid of this disease and trying to like save it and everything. But yeah, so far it's really good. It's very short. It's only 12 episodes, so I watched the first 2 episodes, went by really quick, and I was just like, oh my god, there's so much, and like, oh, I want to know what happened. And obviously to me, yeah, they're gonna find out, they're gonna save it, and I have a feeling that from what the test result that Sebum is actually like an antibody, I think she's gonna be the one to be able to save everybody, because she got scratched and she didn't get infected, versus like how her partner, he got scratched and he got infected, and it slowly started to kick in, and he was feeling really bad, and for her it's been over like 2 weeks and she hasn't felt anything. So I hope Park Hyung-sik doesn't get it, or so that it goes well. And obviously for Tae-sok, like his character, he's just so great, and like how I just see, don't you just love how he talks? Like his talking just like, whoa, it's so cool. But yeah, that's it for this drama review. If you guys have not seen it, do check it out. I really like it, and pretty much gave you guys a lot already, so do check it out if you guys have not. But that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time.